Wait, what's this? Where's the sushi? I told you to get sushi.
Well, about that food.
No excuses. I specifically told you to buy high-end sushi, didn't I? Instead, you bring back these cheap-looking appetizers.
Jack, wait, these are.
You're always like this. Why can't you do a single thing I ask properly? Your cooking is terrible, you're slow with housework, and can you even take proper care of Madison?
You don't have to say such things.
Ha! These lousy appetizers are proof enough. If you have complaints, try getting a full-time job and out-earn me. Then maybe I'll consider listening to you a bit more.
Handling all the housework, childcare, and on top of that, a job. My name is Lisa, and I'm a full-time housewife. And now, I've just been discharged from the hospital after safely giving birth to my daughter, Madison. Look, Madison, it's Mommy. Do you recognize me? Seeing Madison joyfully flapping her hands and feet, so adorable. Do you recognize Mommy? You're such a good girl, Madison. She looks so joyful. She's so incredibly cute. It's fun, isn't it? Mommy's having fun too. Oh, should we eat? Are you not hungry? She looks like she doesn't care and is just having fun. She's really too cute. Got it, not hungry yet? Mommy isn't hungry either. After all, we just had dinner, right? She suddenly fell asleep. Maybe she's tired. She's just so unbelievably adorable. I should take a photo of this sleeping face. Although there were many challenges with the unfamiliarity of childcare, I continued to find solace in Madison's cuteness and kept pushing forward. However, on the other hand, my husband, Jack.
Hey, did you finally get her to sleep? Seriously, what have you been doing without even cleaning up after dinner?
Isn't it obvious to prioritize Madison over us?
Because of that obvious of yours, the house is getting messier by the day. Taking care of the baby is fine, but you need to keep up with the housework too.
I haven't gotten the hang of it yet, but I will soon. Or, if it bothers you that much, maybe you could help out, Jack?
Ha! You expect a man to do housework? I'm busy and tired from work. You're always at home and yet, you act so high and mighty.
That's not what I meant. Jack used his job as an excuse to leave all the household and childcare responsibilities to me. Despite repeatedly asking for his help, he wouldn't listen, and I felt at a loss. One day, I received a call from my mother-in-law.
Lisa, I'm sorry to bother you right after you got discharged from the hospital.
No, it's totally fine.
Is there anything troubling you? Please let me know. I'm here to help.
Thank you so much, mother-in-law. It's true that things have gotten a bit busy, but Madison is so adorable, so I'm managing.
Yes, you sound like you're really handling things well. Actually, we're thinking of going out to celebrate Madison's birth next week. I can also help with housework. Would it be all right if we come over?
Yes, please come and see Madison. She's just so incredibly cute. Don't worry about the housework, I'll handle everything. More than that, please take this opportunity to soak in all of Madison's cuteness.
Are you sure you're okay? You're not pushing yourself too hard, right? Please be honest.
I'm sorry, I got too carried away thinking about sharing Madison's cuteness with you. And so, my in-laws, who live nearby, decided to come over to celebrate Madison's birth. I've always had a good relationship with them, and they were a huge support during my pregnancy. When I told Jack about this, all he said was, order some high-end sushi, looking uninterested. Then, about a week later.
Hello, Lisa. It's good to see you looking well.
It's been a while, Lisa. Congratulations on the birth.
Sorry, we might have come a bit early, didn't we?
Welcome, everyone. I've been waiting, please come on in.
Oh no, isn't there still some time before our scheduled visit? We just came to drop off some appetizers before we go shopping for Madison's gift.
These appetizers look wonderful. Thank you so much.
We'll be back in a bit. See you then.
Thus, my in-laws and brother-in-law, Noah, left to shop for Madison's gift. About an hour later, Jack returned from work.
I'm back, haven't Mom and the others arrived yet?
Welcome home, Jack. They said they'll be here soon.
Wait, what's this? Where's the sushi? I told you to get sushi.
Well, about that food.
No excuses. I specifically told you to buy high-end sushi, didn't I? Instead, you bring back these cheap-looking appetizers.
Jack, wait, these are.
You're always like this. Why can't you do a single thing I ask properly? Your cooking is terrible, you're slow with housework, and can you even take proper care of Madison?
You don't have to say such things.
Ha! These lousy appetizers are proof enough. If you have complaints, try getting a full-time job and out-earn me. Then maybe I'll consider listening to you a bit more.
Handling all the housework, childcare, and on top of that, a job.
You married into my family, right? Doing all this is only expected.
Expected.
You dared to buy something like this. Take this.
The food.
Ha, if you'd bought the sushi from the beginning, this wouldn't have happened. Take this as a lesson. Reflect on your actions and be more sincere towards me. Ha 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 ha.
Jack, upset that the dish wasn't high-end sushi, threw away the appetizers. I tried to stop him in a panic, but it was too late, and the food was ruined. Anger began to rise within me towards Jack, and I decided to tell him the truth.
What's with that look? You're the one in the wrong for bringing something different than what I asked for. If you want to blame someone, blame your own incompetence.
That appetizer wasn't prepared by me, you know?
Ha! What's that? Some kind of lame excuse?
Those appetizers were brought by your parents.
Ha ha. Come on, that's a stretch, isn't it? How can people who haven't arrived yet prepare appetizers?
They dropped them off before going to buy Madison's birth gift. And you did this after such a kind gesture.
Yeah, I get it. You can't handle household chores, but you sure can talk and think unnecessarily. Instead of wasting energy on that, you should have put effort into buying high-end sushi.
Despite explaining the facts, Jack doesn't seem to care. Just then,
Jack, what on earth are you doing?
How dare you speak to Lisa like that?
Wah! Mom, Dad, when did you?
That doesn't matter right now. Have you always been speaking to Lisa in such a manner?
No, it's not like that. This just happened too.
We're just happening to. You sure had a lot to say, didn't you?
Well, it's because Lisa was telling this absurd lie.
What Lisa said is true. The appetizers were bought by our parents and given to her in advance.
Wah. So what Lisa said was true after all.
We entrusted the appetizers, and after finishing our shopping, we were looking forward to seeing Madison. And then you throw away the appetizers. What were you thinking?
Do you despise the food we prepared that much?
Hold on. I didn't know you guys were the ones who bought it. If I knew, I wouldn't have done this, right?
If you knew, you say. Don't tell me you always cause trouble like this. Your tone earlier was also terrible. How has it been, Lisa?
Wait, just a second.
seeing mother-in-law look at me, Jack hurriedly tried to say something, so. Yes, Jack is usually like this. Though him throwing away food was a first. Normally, he doesn't do anything and always acts superior.
Haha, don't joke around, Lisa. There's a limit to jokes, right? Everyone, you understand, right? Lisa's words are lies.
We're the ones to decide that. You should keep quiet for a moment.
I thought it would end up in a he said she said argument if it was just words, so. I've been keeping a diary of what Jack has done. If you'd like, you can see it.
Diary? Why on earth?
Even if he looks busy, he never helps. He starts yelling if he's not prioritized over Madison. This can't be true, can it?
It seems like she's babysitting 2 children then.
I'm so sorry, Lisa. This is our fault for not raising him right.
Wait! Why are you apologizing like that? That's all just Lisa's imagination. I never did such things.
I expected you to say that. I've recorded all our conversations. Would you still say it's my imagination after listening to this?
Why? Why would you even?
Your attitude made me go to these lengths. If you just pushed all the housework onto me, it would be one thing, but not even helping with childcare. I won't let you make any more excuses. Upon me firmly stating that, Jack bit his lip in frustration. Seeing this, father-in-law spoke up.
Lisa, I am deeply sorry for my son's actions. If it's all right, would you and Madison like to stay with us? We can't let him continue causing you harm.
Whoa, wait. Why are you taking Lisa away?
Your father just said it to protect her from you. Also, you've never lived on your own, right? It would be good for you to at least experience the difficulties of household chores.
What's the point of that? If someone can do it, they should, right? And now you're saying you'll protect her over your own son.
It's called right person for the right job. Who else should tell you this?
Precisely because you're our son. We, as parents, must take responsibility.
Jack should appreciate Lisa more. Truly feel the hardship of housework.
And Lisa is not just your wife. She's our daughter too. It's our duty as parents to protect our daughter when she's being treated poorly.
Mother-in-law, father-in-law and Noah, thank you so much. As I was touched by my in-law's words, Jack, with an angered expression, spoke up.
Why is everyone suddenly on Lisa's side? Besides, I'd be in trouble if you took Lisa away. Do you really think I can handle all the household chores?
No, I don't think so. Since you've always lived at home, I doubt you know how. That's why you should try living alone. Maybe then you'd appreciate what Lisa does.
First off, you need to change that selfish mindset of yours.
Selfish? What about me is selfish?
Everything you've said so far. You want to live alone because you find household chores bothersome and you just want to push them onto someone else, right? You never admit when you're wrong, never apologize, and always act so arrogant. It's clear you only think about yourself.
She's right. You've always run away from putting in any effort. If you really hate chores that much, just hire a housekeeper.
I can't afford that. Since she's a stay-at-home mom, Lisa should handle everything.
That thought in itself is problematic, but didn't I say household chores are still manageable? You didn't even want to bother with child rearing. You constantly raise your voice, which isn't good for Madison's upbringing. I am a mother now, and I will protect Madison.
Wait, Lisa. Come on, cheer up.
Even if you tried to cheer me up, it's useless. I'm not here to cater to your needs, so just give up on that.
Give up. It's natural for a wife to help her struggling husband, right?
That's a sweet thought. So, would you help me if I was in trouble?
Ha! You've never been in trouble before. You've been managing with the added responsibilities of child rearing, so you're better off without my clumsy help.
You really don't get it.
We truly failed in raising him. He doesn't understand women or perhaps anyone's feelings.
Honestly, I think he just doesn't understand people's feelings. How did it come to this?
Seeing our stunned faces at Jack's words, Noah stepped in.
Jack, even after hearing all of this, you still don't get it. She asked if you'd help her in times of need, and you just said she doesn't need help. You're not even having a proper conversation.
Come on, it's not wrong to deny an implausible assumption.
Thinking that assumption is implausible is what's implausible. Moreover, Lisa doesn't want you to just do the household chores. She probably wanted you two to raise the child together.
Ha! Are we doing that? Lisa just expects too much from me.
Oh, so what exactly are you doing for the child rearing?
Well, lots of things. So many that I can't even think of any right now.
That's proof you're doing nothing.
That's not true. I've been taking care of the child too.
Anyway, it's clear you don't think you've done anything wrong. This is a good opportunity for you to cool off alone.
Fine, do whatever you want then.
When Jack made a face and looked away, my in-laws.
Well, I guess we should be heading out. Oh, why don't we use that thing we bought right away?
We got a car baby seat for Madison as a present.
Really? Thank you so much.
Now we can go many places with Madison.
Many places, like amusement parks, would be fun, I guess.
Jack, just as you told me, I'm going to decide on my own. If you don't change after this, I will divorce you and ask for alimony. So be prepared.
Divorce? You mean, if I can't handle household chores, it's over? That's too harsh. Give me a break.
This guy, he still doesn't get the important part.
Anyway, let's celebrate the birth and leave this aside.
Oh, I'll switch the sushi we ordered to pick up then.
That sounds lovely. It seems like tonight will be wonderful.
Wait! Don't leave me behind.
You got it wrong, Jack. You're the only one stomping your feet here. If you want to walk with someone, make an effort to move forward.
What do I? How do I?
And so, we left Jack standing there and went to my in-laws' house. Jack lived alone for a while, but when we visited him after a long time, his house looked like a garbage dump. Shocked, together with the in-laws, Jack confronted me. "This happened because you weren't here." His selfish attitude hadn't changed at all, so I decided to divorce him. I consulted a lawyer and demanded alimony. Jack, shocked by this, tried to plead with my in-laws, but even after they advised him to change his attitude, he refused and was eventually disowned. Alone and isolated, Jack spent his days surrounded by trash in his dirty house, constantly muttering that he had done nothing wrong. As for me and my child,
Madison has grown so much.
How old is Madison now?
2?
yay! Madison, well done. Good job.
Eek.
Lisa, you really dote on Madison when she's around.
Huh? I don't think so.
You're not aware.
All parents are like that.
And you, Noah, you also dote on Madison.
No, I don't.
Brother, do you dislike Madison?
Of course not. I love you, Madison.
Clearly doting, aren't you?
And you even got her to call you brother. A bit too much.
Well, I show my affection better than you do.
Well, I guess I can't compete with a mother.
Mommy, brother, friends.
Yes, we are. Can you do that again? I want to take a photo.
I also want to take a photo of Madison right now.
Should we tell them to calm down a bit?
Let's just watch a bit more.
After that, Madison and I moved out and started living just the two of us. Being a single mother is tough, so my in-laws suggested living with them, but I feared becoming too dependent, so I declined. However, since they've been so good to Madison and me, we visit them from time to time. Madison is now 2 and starting to talk little by little. Watching her grow up is both fun and precious, so I often end up taking too many photos. I dream of the day when Madison and I will flip through albums full of photos, reminiscing. Our family continued to live happily ever after. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more great content. Just click on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video. See you in the next one.